Good morning, Emmanuel Church. My name is Michael, and I've got the privilege of carrying on our daily devotion in Ephesians 6, and I have verse 16. And I'm reading from the ESV version, and it says, "In all circumstances, take up the shield of faith, with which you can extinguish the flaming darts of the evil one." It's amazing when we read this passage in Ephesians 6, the clear parallels that Paul is putting in our minds of a Roman soldier. And the shield that a Roman soldier would carry would be a strong and large shield. In fact, these shields would cover much of their body, which is why they were so effective in battle. When darts or arrows would fly at them from the enemy, they would protect themselves, and actually they would have many of these shields connected together on top of their heads in front of them to protect them from the attack of the enemy. And yet the shield that we take up, that Paul is referring to, is not a wooden shield, but the faith that we have in our God. It says in Psalm 28, "The Lord is our strength and our shield." And I really believe that as we read this, Paul is referring to this shield as being our God. He is our protection. He is our strength. He is our shields. He is the one who protects us from the fiery darts of the evil one. And it's interesting to note that when Paul refers to these flaming darts of the evil one, when I'm thinking about a dart or an arrow in a battle, they don't come with warning. They don't come when you're expecting it. In fact, darts and arrows are silent until at the very last moment, and that's what the enemy, that's what Satan is wanting to do to us. The lies that he says in our ears, the whispers that he says, they often come when we're least expecting them. They often come without warning. They often come when we're off guard. And Satan is constantly throwing fiery darts at us. He's telling us the lies that we're worthless, that we are failures, that we are messed up. Which is why Paul writes at the very beginning of this verse, in the beginning of the sentence, he says, "In all circumstances, take up the shield of faith." Paul knows from his own experience that Satan will tempt us when we are least expecting it, and when we're most vulnerable, and when we're weak, and when we're tired. And so my encouragement to you all is to take up the shield of faith, to believe that God is our shield, to rely on him, to believe in his truth, to believe in his words, so that the words of the truth of our God would cancel out the lies of the enemy. And particularly in the time that we are living in right now, a time of isolation, loneliness, separation for many, fear and anxiety, we must, in all circumstances, take up this shield of faith. We must always believe in the truth of our God. So let me pray. God, I thank you for this passage. I thank you that it shows us who you are. I thank you that it helps us understand that you are our shield, you are our protection, you are our strength. And I pray for us all this morning, and as we go through the day, that we would take up the shield of faith. We would take up the truth. We would dwell upon the truth of your word, the truth of your good news, that you are for us, not against us. I pray that when the fiery darts of the enemy try and attack us, that we would hold on to truth. We would battle back by saying, you are good, you are our God, you are for us and not against us. I pray for us all that we would dwell upon this and know more and more of your mercy, more and more of your strength, and more of who you are as our shield. Amen.